Early on, we were extremely dry. I mean, we didn't have any rain for a month or better here. Finally got some moisture, and they're growing fast right now, so they look good. No disease to speak of that I can see, so we still have a lot of potential here. We have implemented some of the suggestions that have been funded by the checkoff over the last several years. We have a large field roller. We do roll them at the first trifoliate. We are picking up some yield from doing that. Well, we're not sure whether it's from actually rolling the beans and changing the distance between the nodes, or whether it's because they're just packing the rocks down and the head's not jumping around. But we have thinned our population a little bit from what we used to, and we started doing that the last couple of years. These here they're drilled, but they're gonna have a final stand of probably around 140. Being a new seed, we don't have a lot of foundation seeds, so we try to get as many acres as we can. So we've been lowering the populations, but our yields have been going up, and the disease pressure has been getting less with lower populations on drilled beans. So I think there's something to it. Right now, as scout our fields, we're looking for light weed flushes that we can go back in and clean up if we have to. We're looking for insect pressure, mainly aphids or Japanese beetles. See if they're above the threshold for spraying, that type of thing.
It's really exciting to look at the soybean crop in the state of Michigan. We've had a little bit of a rally in price here recently, so a lot of people looking forward to opportunities that they may not have in other crops. There's a fair amount of soybeans that got planted in June throughout the state of Michigan, as well as some water damage in some places that got excessive rainfall. We've got soybeans that are like this that are probably at a R3 growth stage, down to soybeans that emerged recently and just in the vegetative stages. A lot of the water damage was through the central part of the state, through Midland County and Isabella County, and then up through the thumb in Tuscola and Huron County. That resulted in some damaged soybeans. In a lot of cases, they weren't bad enough to replant, but they're still recovering. Since we had extended periods of waterlogged soils, saturated soils, now we're starting to see some disease problems in there and some nodules, some nitrogen formation in those plants has been reduced. So we're just recovering from that. And I think there's still some opportunity in those places, but the yield potential has been reduced. Now we're starting to see some additional growth where we might see that as a additional factor in concern with white mold control. So we may be able to get out in some fields with a later application of fungicide to control that, as well as any other leaf diseases we might see.